Yeah, so we're here with Dr. Rob from Gateway Wellness and Rehab out in Land O'Lakes, Florida. Excited to have you.
Excited to be here.
He's been my chiropractor for years. Helped me out when I was with the Postal Service before, before the accident, the brain injury accident, and after. Actually, was a huge help during the brain injury, which I'm very thankful for, Rob. You really helped me out tremendously amongst some of the regular issues that I had. I think I had some neck damage in that, and there was a decompression.
Yeah, there were disc injuries in your neck,
injuries,
as well as a traumatic brain injury or brain bruise.
Yeah.
So you had multiple things going on, some of which you weren't even aware of at the time.
Oh yeah,
I
was out to lunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of. But you helped me heal, and I still go to him today. I moved back to Tampa for a little bit. I tried to go to a couple other chiropractors. 'Cause I was looking for someone closer, and then I was like, you know what, he's worth the drive. I'm gonna go to Land O'Lakes. So it's like, I think it's a 45-hour drive for me, but I'm like,
it's worth it.
It's worth it, to me, depending on the time of day. But I highly recommend him. His service and his staff is just phenomenal. Like I think it's a reflection of who you are.
We got a good team. I'm very, very happy to have the team I've got. It's taken a while, but we've got the right team and we've assembled the right practitioners. So our atmosphere is pretty caring, and we take care of a variety of different things, from sports injuries, auto accidents, brain injuries. We have physical therapy, chiropractic medicine, anesthesiology, pain management, injection med, not oral med, stem cell orthopedics, internal medicine. We do decompression therapy, massage therapy. We have full labs, imaging. And we just added speech therapy. So
oh wow, speech therapy too. Wow.
Now we do neuro rehab. That's our biggest focus. Now we do Parkinson's, post-stroke, and traumatic brain injury rehab in our PT department.
Is that because you added on another doctor that does that, or?
So we switched out some of the personnel. So that, basically it came down to this. I had to go find MVP players.
Okay.
For my team. And so I needed to go out and spend a little time doing some research, find out who's the up and coming, who's got the right certifications, who's got the right goals that are similar to what ours are. And I was able to get a physical therapist I lured them away from Advent Health and Baycare.
Ooh, nice.
And I stole their players and put them on my team.
They're MVPs.
MVP
you took their
players,
MVPs.
exactly. So now we got the right people in place, and a little bit younger.
Okay.
I'm probably one of the older. I am the oldest team member, other than one other doctor.
Wow.
Two of us are in our 50s. Everybody else younger, 30s, and
is that other Dr. Christopher Gleiss? Is that
so? Dr. Christopher Gleiss is he's our medical director.
Okay.
He does stem cell orthopedics in our office, extra spinal injections, radiofrequency ablations, stuff like that, which is more of a non-invasive spine measure for pain management, as well as treating auto injuries and sports injuries, that kind of thing. He also does internal med and sees our patients under general med. But Dr. Gleiss has been in the area for quite a good many years, probably about 2002, 2003 he came to the area.
Wow.
He's done it all with everybody. And now we've kind of come together, and I've got an ortho neurospine surgeon now group that's coming in with our practice in our new building that we'll be putting up in Land O'Lakes. It'll be open next year this time. So we have a one-stop shop. We're going to have an imaging center there, a wound care center, a wellness center, or urgent care. We'll have an ortho, spine, extremity, neuro, brain, and spine surgeon, as well as interventional pain management, interventional radiology.
Wow, that's exciting though. Like
it's a lot. I've always wanted a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Walmart, and people come in, they want total care. We can do everything now in our new project
because it's a bigger space.
It's a lot bigger. It's a 26,300 square foot facility, and although we will not occupy all of it, all the different businesses, the imaging center, the wound care center, the ortho neuro, the wellness center, the urgent care, everybody, the pharmacy. I got a dentist coming in there.
Oh my goodness.
Bim. Young dentist, go-getter, comes from a family of dentists, Dr. Bim. He's
Dr. Bim.
Bim, yes. He's actually already got his floor plan in, so we're already in the process moving forward, and we hope to complete construction at the end of this year.
Wow, yeah. That is awesome.
It is exciting, finally.
Very
long time.
Exciting.
It's 17 and a half years in our spot that we're in right now.
And how many square feet is that spot?
So originally it started at 1,250, and now we're sitting at 2,500.
Oh, wow.
We have 8 now 9 providers and 2,500 square feet.
It's like, how do you do it?
Well, we jockey positions. I'm on Fridays. I'm there from 4:30 in the morning till noon. Then I get out so another doctor and his crew can come in and see their patients there from noon 30 until 6. And so we kind of juggle back and forth. And if we need to, we'll triage patients in the kitchen break area. We did that the other day too.
Oh wow!
We saw 93 patients and we had to use the kitchen area just to triage some patients for
no bathroom.
The doctor. Well, the bathrooms are always, being used for urinalysis and, drug samples and things like that, as well as I got to go. We only have 2 bathrooms, so. Yeah. But we're looking forward to getting into our new facility. We outgrew ours a long time ago, but COVID and everything and the way construction goes, it's taken us a lot longer to get to where we need to go.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a great business strategy as well, to start small.
Yeah.
And then
well, you have to, because
at the right time.
You got time and money.
Yeah.
When you first start out, you got more
people
time and
start
less
too
money.
Big. Like some people, they start too big right away. Like restaurants and amongst any other businesses, I've noticed that. Like there was a restaurant up there by us off of 54 at one point called Rice and Beans. Are you familiar?
Yep.
And they used to be in a small spot behind this gas station.
Yep.
And man, they were amazing and they were always packed. But then they moved and they got a bigger location out in like Wesley Chapel, I believe.
Yeah.
And
it was actually a food truck that.
Oh, it was a food truck
originally. One time it was a food stand.
Wow.
That blossomed into what we know now as a restaurant. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And to me, like, I love Rice and Beans, but I liked it better when it was smaller.
That was more personalized.
It was
so
more
people that owned it, you could talk to and get your
service was great.
Right.
Yeah. It was incredible. The quality of food was a little bit higher, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, start small, then go big at the right time. And unfortunately, COVID did kind of set a lot of stuff back. And I'm sure your plans...
We had to pivot almost immediately. We actually had tele-rehab, so we had telephysical therapy. Mm-hmm. Physical therapists go to their home. We'd set up simple devices, TheraBands and pulleys and things like that. And then there's an interface, an app interface that we used. And then the physical therapist could be in our office and interface with the patients in their home. And we had to pivot to start seeing patients that way. We immediately went to telemedicine. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as telechiropractic, so we never closed a single day. Mm-hmm. Praise God, never a single day did we close. We stayed open, and we were busier than a lot of my colleagues. They decided to close. A lot of that fear and things like that. They did shut down. The state shut down massage therapy and our orthopedics, stem cell orthopedics, and because it's elective, so they didn't want to fill up the ERs with patients that had side effects from procedures done in offices. So they kind of shut down anything that was elective, and orthopedic stem cell was elective. Massage therapy, that poor profession, they got shut down for several months. And that's why a lot of massage therapists made the move to go and do in-home stuff. So for a while, it was hard to find massage therapists because they were doing in-homes. They had their own business. They didn't need a location.
Right.
Speaking of, you guys have a great one out there, Tammy Fisher.
Yes, we do. We had Tammy Fisher, and we also have Jessica.
I haven't had Jessica before.
She's new to our team. She's been there a few months now, and I like to say she's my heavy hitter.
Nice.
And then Tammy's more of the light touch, intuitive.
Yeah, she is.
We got a little bit for everybody.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I love going to Tammy. Yeah, she just relaxes you. She's calm.
She does.
She's just she's like a therapist too.
She doesn't say much while she's in there.
Wise older woman.
Yep. She feels what she needs to feel and senses what she needs to sense. And if you don't tell her what's wrong, she'll find it.
Speaking of, I got to make an appointment with her. I got to go back to her. It's been too long.
Yeah, we're very thankful that we're able to proceed with a new facility coming up the end of this year, and we look forward to it. Definitely. Sounds like a good time.
I'm excited.
And the new facility is in Land O'Lakes as well?
It is. It's in Land O'Lakes. It'll be on US Highway 41, and it'll be approximately 5,000 feet south, the new Ridge Road Extension Road coming into 41 from Newport Richey and 589.
Yeah, it's only about 5 minutes away from where you're at right now.
It's a mile. Yeah, it's a mile north of our current location. We're just south of Land Lakes High School. The new location will be just north of Land Lakes High School in 41.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now you won't have Capital Tacos right beside you, though.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. my waist will be better off.
That's like a signature spot up
is.
in that area too, because there's not like a lot of like spots like that.
We don't have a lot of food options.
No. Yeah, and unfortunately, like I was out there for like 12 years and dealing with like no food options. Capital Tacos was like all we had.
Limited. Now we got Stonewater Grill. That's pretty
Oh,
good. That was the old
that just
Rapscallions.
popped up. That used to be called the Mosquito or something.
Mosquitoes, Rapscallions, Lakeside
right.
Restaurant. Yeah,
It's been everything. At one point, they said it was going to be a Hooters.
So Hooters is actually going to purchase the property next to it.
Oh, okay.
And they decided not. I think that was more rumor than anything. It's lakeside, and Hooters likes to be on the water and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure they would have. It's very almost rural compared to the rest of Tampa.
Yeah.
I mean, putting a Hooters in the smack dab in Land O'Lakes probably wouldn't garnish
right
a whole lot of
now.
business right away. So
because business hasn't made its way to 52 yet, which is coming.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I don't know if you've been up there recently, but if you were to drive in that area right now, there's a new city, capital city of Pasco County coming, the city of Angeline, Florida. It's slated to be the healthiest community in America. They have the fastest internet in America, they're claiming.
Wow.
They have a family community farm type thing that they have that people can engage in, and you can work the farm that's there, the community farm, and take from and purchase from the farm. They have
wow.
nature, so many miles of nature and bike trails and things like that. 38,000 residents supposed to occupy it. Moffitt, the largest Moffitt plant for services, both in research and treatment for cancer, will be there. They're boasting, Moffitt's saying they're going to have 14,500 employees roughly at that facility. So it's going to dwarf the current facility that they have in Tampa. And there'll be STEM schools there. So it's quite the little community. You can look it up. It's Angeline, Florida. It's in the process of coming to fruition right now.
That's going to be off of State Road 52.
So it's actually it's larger than the footprint of downtown Tampa.
Oh my goodness!
It's actually 6,800 acres, I believe, and the western border is 589 Veterans Parkway, and then the northern border would be State Road 52. The eastern border would be the railroad tracks, and the southern border, I believe, will be Roach's Run area.
Oh yeah, Roach's Run.
It'll just go all the way back.
Yeah, that's a funny name, but yeah, that's a road up there, over there by Publix. But yeah, that's awesome. But speaking of that, cancer and stuff, we went and had a breakfast this morning at a great place around here in Dunedin called Aloha. Was it called Aloha?
Or
Ohana. Ohana Cafe.
Ohana, there it is.
Ohana,
yeah, thank you.
Sorry, I was like, Okana? No.
Yeah, but that was good.
Flavor.
But we were talking about like cancer, and you were saying that a lot of that can be prevented with the right knowledge and the right strategy.
So, as a chiropractic physician, I am a chiropractic physician. I did go to chiropractic school. I also went to medical school. I do not practice as a medical doctor in the state of Florida. I went to school, though, and received that training. And between the two, I've kind of got a half medical and a half chiropractic mind, so I can benefit from the education on both sides. And in doing so, we treat everything from traumatic brain injuries, sports injuries, general health and wellness. Pretty much we're catch-all.
Yeah.
Our tag phrase is I'll either be your first choice, second opinion, or last resort. So I really don't care if a doctor says he hasn't figured it out. No one can figure it out. They don't know what's going on. I've got a team of doctors, and I also have adjunct doctors and professors that I can go to and call upon, specialists in their field, to get to the bottom of some if we need to. So that's pretty much our tagline. And in doing so, we treat all kinds of patients, and a lot of times we come in contact with most people don't know this, but chiropractors actually find more cancer than most doctors, and the reason is because we X-ray pretty much every patient we have, and since a lot of cancer, don't say most, but a lot of cancers metastasize themselves to the spine. So we're taking pictures of the spine. So naturally, if we take pictures of the spine, and we're more apt to actually our batting average is pretty high. So if it's there, we're not going to miss it. Most people just don't get X-rays of their spine on a regular basis, so that puts it on us. And this season's been particularly trying. There's been quite a few cases, long-time patients that out of nowhere came up with cancer diagnosis, brain tumors, etc. And it got me thinking about these patients because I've known them for several years. They've been otherwise healthy. They don't smoke. They don't drink. And yet they come down with cancer diagnosis. One in particular is a glioblastoma. It's an aggressive brain tumor. Known the guy for years. And cancer, like most pathologies, is opportunistic. It's an opportunistic disease. And so what that means is you have to create the right environment and the right opportunity for those diseases to thrive. And so a lot of cancers are because people, you are therefore you are. You think therefore you are. If you believe that the world is crappy and you're living in a world of crap, then you're going to manifest your world of crap. You can sit there in your world of crap, or you can manifest something different. But if you believe that there's no way out, then your body, it'll take a toll on your body, and it may eventually represent itself in an opportunistic disease, not necessarily cancer, but a lot of people, can you die of a broken heart? Well, maybe if their state of mind is so poor that it affects your physiological outcomes, it affects your physical nature, your chemistry in your body, then yeah, undoubtedly you're going to end up with some type of pathology that's opportunistic because you gave it that environment to thrive. So in my practice, we see just about everything. A lot of times it's not just knowing the answer about what the bug is, if it's bacteria, what the virus is, or knowing what the subluxation is, or what the orthopedic problem is, it a fracture, dislocation, torn muscle, what the case. Sometimes it's about just evaluating the patient and just looking at that patient and trying to figure out what else is going on in that patient.
Then as they speak, you probably get a better idea, right? It's
all patients are going to try to hide or conceal something. Your job is like a detective. Your job is to figure out what it is. They came to you because they have a problem, and most of it is pain, discomfort, and dysfunction. Yeah. You've got to figure out what manifested that originally and what started that, what caused it.
And it's usually linked back to the root is trauma, right? Some type of trauma.
It can be trauma, either emotional, physical. It could be neglect. A lot of us, that's a big one. We don't realize how much we neglect ourselves. As humans, our daily outlook is contingent upon where we see ourselves in life that particular day. And it compounds itself day after day after day. And you think, therefore you are. And you could turn your own mind against you, and if you're not able to keep that positive mental attitude, the best drug in the world, PMA. PMA, positive mental attitude. Ooh. You think, therefore you are. And if you think you're going to have a crappy day, well, guess what? God's going to give you a crappy day because you asked for it.
Yeah.
And you did it to yourself. You've got to wake up every day. It's a cumulative game. It's a game of sums, right? It's not just one day. We take it one day at a time, but we have to understand that we're going to be in this body for quite some time. Take care of it. Don't neglect it.
Value yourself.
Fun can be measured in how much it affects your body long term. Maybe we should start thinking in those terms.
That's true. We
don't drink water. The number one thing is drinking water. Like, that's a perfect example. I'll give you two pathologies right now that if you would never get them if you just drink your water.
Wow.
Appendicitis, number one.
Okay.
So everyone that's ever had appendicitis, other than maybe
Monica's
trauma.
Picking up her water.
I see that. I'm not getting it. I'm gonna keep my appendix. There's an appendix. Now, listen, the human body has evolutionary changed over a long period of time. At one point, we didn't eat solid food so much as we ate plants and berries and things. Yeah. Well, if you digest those, they become much of a liquid. Well, your small intestine would pack all this liquid that you were eating, and you have to make the transition from the small intestine to the large intestine, from a small hose to a large hose. So there's a check valve there. And that check valve was your appendix. The appendix is there to act as though it were a meter, and it only lets in so much at a time into the large intestine. Large intestine, you dehydrogenate food into solid waste. So over time, we began to eat more solid food. We found fire. We started eating meat. As the food we ate became more dense, so did our processed food in our stomach. And eventually, we've evolved into the position where the appendix is no longer something that is required in order for normal GI function. That's why we can live without it. But it's interesting to note that appendicitis, for the most part, you get dehydrated. You make something called a fecalith. Yes, I said fecalith. It sounds exactly what it is. It's a dried piece of fecal matter that ends up disturbing that cul-de-sac we called an appendix. And as a result, it gets choked off, inflamed, and it can cause serious issues if not removed within a timely manner. But again, something that can be avoided if you just stay hydrated.
Wow.
Number two, kidney stones. Kidney stones. People, men and women, get kidney stones. And although patients that are more prone to diets include more purines are more susceptible to it, the bottom line is if you get dehydrated, you're more likely to form those calcium oxalate crystals, and that's what a kidney stone is, and have kidney stones. So just as simple as stay hydrated. Wow. You can avoid lots of.
That's a message.
And what's the right amount of water? Is it's supposed to be half your body weight in ounces? Is that right?
I'm always amused by patients who come in and they tell me they've got all these different math equations they've seen online, Yahoo, whatever, about how much water. How much water should I drink every day, Doc? And my answer is enough. And because it's different for everyone depending on what your day looks like. So if you're a landscaper and you're going out and you're going to be outside all day, listen, those guys can go through, 2 gallons of water in a day and pee once. Because they're losing it through their sweat glands. But so enough. And the average person, if you have a job where you're indoors, you're not outside, and you're not, a physical position like an athlete, sports athlete, professional athlete, then normal wear and tear, I'm going to say 4 or 5 bottles a day. You can't get more than 16 ounces of water in your body every hour and a half or so without filling your bladder up and just empty. You're not going to keep it, so what's the point of guzzling water? It's just going to go in one end and out the other. So you want to drink water, but you want to drink it. You don't want to gulp it. And I'm behind my water. Let me guzzle water. So got to kind of meter it out. But your water should be intake about 16 ounces every about hour and a half. You can't really do more than that. And you want to stop about an hour and a half, 2 hours before bed. And you can't drink water all day long, every hour and a half at 16 ounces. But a good number probably be 4 or 5 bottles of water on the average adult. It doesn't again gauge in outdoor activities or athletic events.
Gotcha. So water is like oil is for the Tin Man. So like if you don't have water, you're gonna get tight, and the muscles are gonna tighten up.
So
right?
the human body is largely made of water.
Okay.
And so tissues without, think about this, muscles without enough water, that's just beef jerky. Beef jerky doesn't like to stretch or function, it just likes to tear. Organs require a certain amount of water. Your body, your brain, God made us in such an intelligent manner that the brain will act in independence of itself for the benefit of survival without our conscious permission. So the body is, if you get dehydrated, it's going to take that fluid that it does have and it's going to put it to primary function. And that's why you are going to have that fluid come into the torso of the body, organs, major organ function, brain. Your legs are going to cramp, arms are going to cramp. And if that happens, you're low on your water, but you are when you pee, and you can, if your pee it has an odor to it, it's probably too concentrated. If it's too yellow, it's maybe too concentrated. It can also be yellow if there's a large amount of vitamins, water-soluble vitamins, whatever your body takes in, it can't 100% use, it will pee out and waste. But for the most part, if you're dehydrated, your lips are dry, you're licking, and what most people do is they'll reach for something that doesn't even hydrate them, like soda, and something with caffeine, which anything with caffeine or alcohol in it is a dehydrogenase. It's going to take away water. It's not going to add some. So if you put everything you take in your body in fluid in one bucket and then water in the other, the water side, as long as that's a heavier bucket, you're in pretty good shape. If not, you're in trouble.
You can feel it when you're dehydrated. Yeah. Like you feel it in your body. Like you said, you cramp.
We just ignore the signs, like hangover. Now that's a production of alcohol dehydrogenase. Actually, a chemical is produced, but if you just end your night with a water or two, you wouldn't wake up with a headache.
Yeah, and some food.
Feel a lot better. A little bit of food. I mean, we do it to ourselves.
When I was a big drinker, I used to make sure that I ate before I went to bed and hydrated, and then the next day I didn't feel as bad.
Right. Neglect. We started out talking about neglect, right? That was one of the options.
If you're drinking, you're neglecting your body as well. You're putting poison in your body.
If you're drinking alcohol, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we do that, right, in search of fun or freedom temporarily. We do make decisions about our health, live in the now, and there's long-term consequences for that.
Right.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube and Spotify at Better Gents Podcast, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Better Gents Pod. Thank you and take care.